So, DJs, should you buy the MacBook Neo? The answer is a resounding no. I'm standing 10 toes down on my answer. This laptop is not meant for pro users. I don't care what any other DJ or DJay who develops conversion software has to say about this laptop. At the end of the day, it's not meant for pro users. Let's talk about it. If you're a fan of the channel, then you know I've had my opinions about this laptop. When I heard Apple put an iPhone processor in a laptop, I immediately dismissed it. There was no way that thing could handle real work. However, I couldn't just say those things, I had to prove my point, so I went out and I bought a MacBook Neo. I ran it through its paces, and let me tell you something, it absolutely blew me away. Let's start with the good.
And here we go.
The first thing you're going to notice about this $599 laptop is that it feels premium. It has a full aluminum chassis along with Apple's famous butterfly keyboard. It also has a really nice trackpad. It doesn't include Force Touch, but it's really nice to use. This little laptop is built like a tank and it feels like a premium Apple product. But I know you viewers aren't here to hear about how nice the laptop really is. I know you're more interested in hearing about whether or not it can run DJ software. The answer to that question is yes. The Apple MacBook Neo runs Pro DJ software with 0 issues. It actually blew my mind how well this thing handles DJ software. Now, I still don't recommend this for DJs, and I'll explain why a little bit later on in the video. But for right now, let's take a look at how this thing absolutely obliterates DJ software.
Let's go.
My first test was with a DJ program that I knew would work out of the box with the MacBook Neo. Obviously, I'm talking about Algorithm's DJay Pro. I never doubted that this laptop could run DJay Pro. I mean, after all, DJay Pro works on iPhones older than this MacBook. However, I didn't think it would perform so well. I kept it simple and kept the program in 2-deck mode and loaded a song into each deck. First, I tested stems on each deck and they activated with 0 issues. They activated immediately and they sounded just as good as they would sound on like a MacBook Pro. Then I decided to take this test a little further. I activated stems on both decks and then I added 3 effects to each deck. And guess what? Again, no issues. The Neo barely broke a sweat, and all that did was make me want to push this thing even harder. So I decided to switch to 4-deck mode. Each deck had stems activated along with 3 effects applied to each deck. Again, the Neo was absolutely dog-walking DJay Pro. It was really impressive. However, not everything was sunshine and rainbows. One thing DJay Pro hasn't adapted to is the smaller screen. There isn't a ton of real estate, especially if you have extra panels open. This wasn't too bad in 2-deck mode, but it was absolutely unusable in 4-deck mode. One thing about DJay Pro is that my library in the program isn't huge.
That's what she said.
I'm working on creating new playlists, like totally redoing my entire hard drive, and I found myself constantly starting over. I knew I wasn't really challenging the MacBook Neo with my smaller DJay Pro library, so I decided that I had to download Serato and try it with a much larger library. Being completely honest, I thought Serato was going to tear the MacBook Neo apart, especially since my library is so comically huge. I for sure thought that it was going to choke or slow down, but it didn't. Serato actually did everything that I needed it to do with 0 issues. I even turned on Analyze Stems on Song Load just to see if it could handle it, and damn it, it did. Not a single hiccup when analyzing a song for stems on load or activating them. Now that my foot was completely in my mouth, I had to try this laptop out with Virtual DJ, and guess what? Just like every other DJ software, Virtual DJ ran without a hiccup.
Me, right?
I still don't recommend it for pro users though, and here's why. Starting with the screen. It's a nice screen, but it's only 13 inches and 500 nits. Nits is the measurement for screen brightness. To give you perspective, the MacBook Pro has a rating of 1000 to 1600 nits. That is double the Neo screen brightness with regular graphics and triple the Neo screen brightness with HDR. Seth, why does this even matter? Well, have you ever DJ'd outside on a bright ass day? Having a bright screen is important, and I found myself trying to make the screen brighter even when it was at maximum brightness. The screen also has a refresh rate of 60 Hz. Refresh rates are how fast an image updates on the screen measured in hertz. The lower the refresh rate, the choppier the experience. For comparison, the MacBook Pro has a screen with a refresh rate capable of going double the Neo's refresh rate. The MacBook Pro looks buttery smooth, while the Neo looks a little, choppy. Then there's the keyboard. The MacBook Neo does not come with a backlit keyboard. Now, I really don't think I need to explain why this is important, but I'm going to anyway. DJ booths at clubs are dark. Lights go off at private events when dancing starts. You need a backlit keyboard.
Duh.
Next, we have the ports. The MacBook Neo only comes with 2, which I mean, at the end of the day, isn't like a really big deal because you can make it work with a dongle. However, I hate dongles. They're just another failure point. Anyway, the real issue is that the 2 ports aren't the same. The first port is USB 3.0 and it runs at 10 gigabits per second and can also handle an external display. The second port, however, is USB 2.0, which runs at 480 megabits per second. This really sucks.
Whack.
I would have loved to have seen both ports be USB 3 or higher, but I guess the A18 Pro chip just couldn't handle it. Lastly, we have the 8 gigabytes of RAM along with the 256 or 512 gigabytes of storage. One thing I haven't seen any reviewer talk about is how this thing is going to hold up over time. See, right now, everything on the MacBook Neo is sunshine and rainbows. That's because the computer is brand new. You see, the MacBook Neo uses something called swap memory. That means that when the 8 gigabytes of RAM starts to get overwhelmed, the OS will start using the SSD's available disk space to push some of the programs that aren't being used into the SSD to free up more RAM. This is awesome because it can make the laptop feel faster than it really is. Now, here's the problem. As you fill that SSD up with data, you're now limiting the amount of data available for swap storage. If you fill your SSD up between 85 and 95%, there's a really good chance that swap memory isn't going to work or it's not going to work well. Basically, as you fill your SSD up with data over time, it limits the amount of available space for swap memory, which means you're going to notice serious performance throttling. I can see this really being an issue with the 256 gigabyte model, but I also think it could be an issue on the 512 gigabyte model.
God damn it.
Now, the way to avoid this is to store large file groups on external storage, but it sucks that this thing only has 2 ports because how are you supposed to connect everything you need to use without using a dongle and still be able to charge your laptop? It's too much. And I feel like most people aren't going to be able to discern which port is the 3.0 port or the 2.0 port. Overall, the MacBook Neo is an amazing piece of technology. For the price, this laptop blows every Windows laptop in the price point away. However, it's not meant for pro users. This laptop was designed for students and casual users, and for them, this is a no-brainer. For DJs though, I would stick to the MacBook Air. Sure, it has the same refresh rate as the MacBook Neo, but the screen is 1 inch bigger. And yeah, it comes with just 2 ports, but those 2 ports are Thunderbolt. You also get a few extra processing cores in the base M1 chip, as well as a backlit keyboard. I forgot to mention, it also has a MagSafe charging port, so those 2 Thunderbolt ports are actually free for you to use.
Awesome. Yes!
Let's be real, if you're a MacBook Pro user, you aren't gonna like this laptop, even if it's just your backup laptop. You don't realize just how much you miss a bright screen with a high refresh rate, a backlit keyboard, and having multiple ports with a dedicated charging port. It's kind of like owning a Mercedes G-Wagon and choosing to drive your daughter's Honda Civic. Sure, it works and it'll get you to point A to point B, but realistically, you wanna drive your G-Wagon. Look, let's be real for a minute. The MacBook Neo is a capable laptop right now. However, when you start filling that SSD up with data and the swap storage starts to slow down, you're gonna realize that that $599 laptop was not worth the investment. Apple did not make the MacBook Neo for professionals to use. Apple designed this laptop to compete against premium Chromebooks and Windows laptops in the price segment, none of which are for professional use. Again, this laptop is really dope. It's not for DJs though. I'm sorry. So the MacBook Neo does work for DJs, but that doesn't change my opinion. If you ask me right now, should DJs buy the MacBook Neo? The answer is still a resounding no. But viewers, I leave it to you. Will you be buying a MacBook Neo? Leave it in the comments. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. If you found anything valuable in the content, please subscribe to the channel. We have a bunch of videos going over the tech that we use as DJs, with a bunch more coming down the pipeline. My name is Seth, aka DJ Seth V. This is DJ Tech Tips. Thank you for watching, and we out.